Spontaneous speaking video 94. Alright, so what's up, everyone? It's been a while since I put out a spontaneous speaking video, but I have time today. And I just wanted to shoot out this thing. I've learned a lot from life coaching over the past few years because I feel like it's definitely a reciprocal type of thing where as you're teaching or guiding other people, you're also learning yourself. And I've become more proficient in the ways that I'm coaching people, like how to be there for them, in what ways that I can tap into certain aspects of them and help them tap into certain aspects of themselves, especially learning about personality typology, whether it's the Myers-Briggs or Enneagram theology, whatever it might be. And one of the things that has been repeatedly shown to me throughout each of my coaching sessions is this aspect or this desire of not wanting to be judged. And I feel like this is like an age-old phenomenon. We see it all the time. People be like, don't judge me for this or don't judge me for that. And I feel like why is that even necessary to state? Why is it so difficult for us as a society to literally treat other people the way that we'd like to be treated? If so many of us do not want to be judged for our actions, for our thoughts, for certain things that we do, then why is it that we're so quick to judge other people for those things as well? So the reason why I even started thinking about all of this was because, like I said, as I've been coaching, then I've talked to quite a few people who have shared things with me they said they haven't shared with anyone else, even their significant others. And it's, I guess, I'm not a counselor, but I guess it's kind of like how one would confide in a counselor because there's enough detachment to where it's okay, if you do hypothetically judge me, I can just hire someone else. It's okay. But if you don't, well, this is great because now I actually have a space where I can explore this part of myself, where I can explore this, where I can have some rapport about it, and, really figure this stuff out. And I think that this is also something that I had to learn for myself too, because as I've been growing, there's things about myself where I had to really come to face with and terms about it, there's things that, there was a lot of shame behind it for a whole bunch of reasons as to that I just won't even get into, but I never even really allowed myself to get into that due to the fear of, in a way, accepting those things about myself, because in order to know the reason behind those things, you have to first accept it, and once you accept it, then you're able to dive deeper into it. And sometimes when you accept certain things, it becomes so real that now you're unable to even dive deeper into it. And then after accepting it, you can now just integrate it as a part of you where you're able to control. And I feel like I've talked about this in my video on slaying our inner dragons. I feel like there's not... one thing that we try to do is we try to always slay them, when I feel like there are certain dragons that need to be slain, and there are certain dragons that just need tamed. They're just out of control, and they just haven't seen the light of day in so long because we're so afraid of what's going to happen once we bring them around people. But once you start controlling the amount of people that are able to visit the dungeon, and you get these dragons to be around people who are safe enough to be around, who are aware that, hey, just so you know, these are dragons that are capable of cinching you, and they can do this, they can do that. I want to put the proper armor on you, and I want you to know that I'm trusting you with this because I want them to become used to people. And maybe as they become more acclimated to people, they'll calm down more. we'll be able to better figure them out. We'll be able to better whisper to them and to understand them and help them to now become more tranquil, more tame, and even use them to our own advantage. So I think that's one big thing that I've been learning about when it comes to like our inner darkness and all of that. And I guess it's just a shame that so many people feel unable to so many people feel unable to be able to share this inner darkness and this inner shame and stuff with other people in their lives because they're afraid of how these people are going to respond to them, not knowing or knowing that we each have our own darkness and shame to certain levels, and if anything, we already a lot of times already have shame about certain things, and what we tend to do then is we tend to shame we get shamed upon even more for the things that we're already shameful of. It's like, hey, I've already been working on this, I've already been like, kind of like very insecure about this, and now I've kind of brought this to surface a little bit, and you just completely like made me feel even worse about having it, and then it makes you lock up, and you don't want to trust other people. And it's really sad. But it makes me very happy that, my clients that actually do confide in me and trust me enough to be able to share these things with me, they can know that I'm not going to look at them and be like, oh my gosh, you did what? Or like, you were thinking what? Or like, just, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times also we kind of already know what we're doing wrong is wrong, And sometimes it's not that we are wanting to continue to do what is wrong. We just want to understand why we're even doing what we're doing. Because once you understand it, then again, you can integrate it and you can tame it in a certain way. But if you're just continuously trying to avoid it, then that's where the problems come in. But if we're shaming people, which is the judgment that we pass on to people, that's not going to help the situation almost at all. And so this is kind of like a lengthy way of saying that I think that it's best to maintain how we judge other people. I think that not even how we judge, but like, how about we be slower to judge other people and more quick to listen to other people. That doesn't mean that you approve of their behavior or of their thoughts, but you at least hold enough space to be able to talk with them about it, to think it through with them, to help them rationalize and see what their rational thinking might be. Because for most people, what they do makes sense to them. And so you just have to understand, how does this make sense to you? And then it's like, okay, and then you can calibrate from there. A lot of people also, you don't even have to help calibrate. All you have to do is just be that soundboard for them that won't automatically put them in handcuffs and take them to prison. Sometimes they just need to understand what their own thought, like they just need that soundboard to be able to say it out loud and have someone else, like, not judgmentally, but just openly discuss things with them, like help them ask the questions that they may even be afraid to ask themselves, and they feel better with another person asking them. And then as they like further explore that, and they'll be able to be like, wow, you know what? I think I get this now. Thank you for creating this space for me. Yeah, I think that's that. Can we imagine like how helpful that would be? I don't know. Like that would just be so great if we could treat people in this way. We could just be better listeners to them. We could be way less critical toward them. We could be way less judgmental. But instead, just like I say in all of my other videos, just understand them. Understand where they're coming from before we speak on where they're coming from. So those are pretty much my thoughts. And I feel like you don't have to be certified in life coaching to be able to provide this for other people. So hopefully me presenting this perspective has caused at least some of you to think and rethink about the people in your own lives, and hopefully you can be that space to them, because we all need that type of space, and I hope that as you learn to tame your dragons and you learn to separate the dragons that actually do need slain and dragons that just need to be tweaked a little bit, tamed a little bit rough around the edges, where you smooth it down with some sandpaper. As you continue to like distinguish the two and everything, then you'll be able to better understand what these things mean. So, yeah. Right before my train of thought leaves, I think that pretty much concludes what I have to say for today. Love y'all. Leave your comments, and done.